Hi there, welcome back to TELW the English Workshop. My name is Manu. This is the second video of the series on English for beginners. In this series, we are looking at situations that we face every day in our lives where we need to ask questions, we need to respond to questions and queries. And the idea is to be able to respond to them or to ask those things without actually going into the whole process of grammar and the rules and all the other boring things that comes with English language or any other language for that matter. You don't need English language grammar. You don't need them. No rules, boring stuff. Especially, if I want to learn a new language, I don't want to go with the grammar bit. So I'm going to tell you the ways in which you can learn English without going through the grammar. And you don't need grammar even in the higher levels. We'll get to know that later. In these videos, in the series of videos on English for beginners, I'm going to talk about those everyday situations that people face where you have to ask questions or you have to respond to the questions that are asked to you. And see, when you meet somebody for the first time, what do they ask? What do you speak? Maybe if you haven't met that person before, you ask about the name, or they ask you your name, the place where you live. They may ask about your work. They may ask about your contact details like mobile, email, etc. How do you say these things in English? I'm giving you these videos so that you can start speaking English as without any hesitation. And once you reach that level, you can easily go to the other videos, those advanced videos that we have, and you can slowly move up the ladder on English. No theories, no sweat. Sweat, yes, you have to practice. Do exactly that I'm saying, and you will hit the jackpot. And to get these videos, hit the subscribe button. Also hit that notification icon, the bell icon, so that every time I release a video on English for beginners, you get to know of it. And for the previous video, there's a video number 1. The link is given below, or maybe you have the I button on top over here that tells this one over here. Somewhere over here. And watch that and keep watching all our videos. One thing is guaranteed. Your hesitation will be lost forever. You'll become ready for the advanced communication skills as well. And if you have any doubts or anything, or you want to say something to me, mention that in the comments. If it's a big doubt, you'll get a specific video on that. If it's a small doubt, you'll get the answer straight away. Today I'm going to talk about work. A very big topic actually, but I'll condense the whole thing into short situations. We all need to talk about work. See, we all work, right? Either we are students or we are employed somewhere, we do business, maybe we are housewives. That's all work. Work is our everyday thing. And we need to talk about this every day. We need to talk about this at the interview, maybe with our friends, we're meeting at the party, at our workplace, with our clients, with our neighbors. We do talk about work, let's face it, every day, almost every day. Now, what are those different places where we work? We work in schools, in hospitals, in supermarkets, in restaurants, in hotels, in companies, factories. We even work at home, don't we? Housewives, where's their place where they work? Their homes. These are called the workplaces. What are your workplaces? Do you know any other workplace? Give it to me in the comments below. So how do you say it? Work. About my workplace? I say, I work in a school. Inside. So if I say, I work in a school, the doctor works in a hospital, the engineer works in a factory, in a factory. Now, if the factory has got a name, let's say it's the Steel Authority of India. That's the name of that steel factory. So I'm an engineer. I work in a steel factory. Right? That's the kind of business. But the business has got a name to it. What's the name? Steel Authority of India Limited. So I work for Steel Authority of India Limited, and I work in a steel factory. I work for IBM. I work in a computer company. I work in a bank. I work for HDFC Bank. I work for HSBC. That's the name of the bank. Right? So the question is then, where do you work? If I say I work in a school, the question for that is, where do you work? Where do you work? Where do you work? How do you say that? Where do you work? Repeat that after me. Where do you work? Where do you work? I work in a school. Repeat after me. Where do you work? I work in a school. Where do you work? Where does your father work? He works in a factory. Where does your mother work? She works at home. You don't say in a home, at home. Where does your brother work? He works in the army. Where does your uncle work? He works in a computer factory. In. All right. Now, how do I know the name of the place, the workplace? Who do you work for? Who do you work for? Do you? Do. Again. So, who do you work for? Who do you work for? Who do you work for? See, do you becomes do. Who do you work for? I work for IBM. Who do you work for? I work for TELW, the English workshop. Where do you work? I work in a school. Oh, who do you work for? I work for TELW, the English workshop. Where do you work? I work in an IT company. Oh, who do you work for? I work for HCL. I work for HCL. Where do you work? I work in a bank. Who do you work for? I work for IDBI Bank. What are you, a sweeper, the manager, or somewhere in between? How do I know what kind of job do you do there? So I'm going to ask you, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? I'm a teacher. What do you do? I'm a manager. I'm an accountant. I'm a doctor. What do you do? I'm an engineer. What do you do? I'm a housewife. I can't be a housewife. I'll be a house husband. What do you do? I'm a student. So let's look at the series of things. What do you do? I'm an accountant. Where do you work? I work in a bank. Who do you work for? I work for HDFC Bank. Right? Now, answer these questions. First, what do you do? Where do you work? Who do you work for? Now, let's look at the others. I'm going to give you the answers. You're going to ask me the questions. I'm a teacher. I work in a school. I work for TELW, the English workshop. Write these questions down in the comments. Questions? answers. So we have 3 questions. Again, commonly asked questions. What do you do? Where do you work? Who do you work for? Question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. Give them in the comments. So a sample dialogue would then be something like this, based on what we already did in the first video and the second video, today's video. So I'm going to say, hi, my name's Manu. Hi Manu, my name's Sachin. Hi Sachin, how are you? Great, how are you? Perfect. How do you spell Sachin? It's S-A-C-H-I-N. Thanks. I'm a teacher. What about you? I'm a marketer. Wow. Where do you work? I work in a digital marketing company. Okay. Who do you work for? I work for Delhi Digital Marketers Private Limited. Okay. I work in an English school. Oh, which English school? I work for TELW. Wow, wonderful. TLW is our client. See? And then it goes on. So I want you to practice this dialogue, maybe with yourself, with your friends, maybe your family members. Practice this over and over again. Okay? Note the voice quality, the pronunciations. We did some of these in the previous video as well. So practice this. Listen to this over and over again. Learn the pronunciation, the voice quality, and the words. Practice them. It's going to be pretty simple. You can do this every time, every day. Now, you'll have to pronounce certain words. Practice their pronunciations. I'm going to give you a set of words here, and I want you to pronounce them. Okay? Notice the way I pronounce it, and then you pronounce it after me. Hospital, hospital. Factory, supermarket, vendor, pharmacist, politician, police officer, housewife, airlines, airport. They're the common words that you normally use in these situations when you talk about work. If you have any other place whose pronunciation you don't know, put it in the comment. I'll also tell you how to normally pronounce certain words, even if you don't know them specifically. How to get the pronunciation naturally. So we'll see you in the next video. Until then.